visit has been technology. And you have repeatedly heard that from a number of commentators, but I always underline that because technology is not just a commercial relationship, it has a strategic dimension. The strategic dimension is that nobody shares technology unless and until you have trust and confidence with each other. And that is the next level which I say that United States-India partnership has reached. We have confidence and trust between each other. And that is exhibited in many of the places. So ISET also is providing, and ISET, if I may elaborate, it's actually critical and emerging technologies. And many of you are from the technology sector. So this is also providing, it is perhaps the first time for India, that it's providing, bringing together industry, academia, and the government together. It happens many times in the US side, but for India, this is the first time. So, the end aim of this is to have and value chains with each other. So, we are going to be collaborating in semiconductors, in telecom, AI, quantum, high-powered computing, etc., etc. And all of you know how much of trust and confidence plays part of it. And it's already underway. If you actually take a look at what has been put out in the joint statement, you see Micron Technology. They are going to build a new semiconductor facility with a total investment of $2.7 billion. You have Lam Research, and all of you are aware of these big companies. Lam Research is going to train 60,000 Indian engineers. Applied Materials, they are establishing collaborative engineering centers which will promote commercial opportunities, research, and skill development. And these are bi-directional. You are aware that Air India had the historic deal where more than 200 aircraft were bought from Boeing. Now, that is linked to the tourism sector, which is opening up big time. And with tourism sector opening up, we certainly need to up our infrastructure. There is a focus on that. A large number of airports are being established in India. Right. I was the other day with a CEO of one of the big hotel chains, and I shared with him that this is a time, and I know that they are going in to invest 200 new hotels in India. So I merely told him that a number of his Frenchies are actually Indian Americans. It's no secret to all of you. Many of you would also be part of that. So I mentioned to him that perhaps these have a unique capability and links with India to actually go in and establish those hotels. And I was very happy to hear about, I think 3-4 weeks ago, he had gone to India. He also met the PM. He has been to a number of states, and he told me that actually he has already got many of the Indian Americans to look and agree to start establishing hotels in India. So that's the kind of opportunities that are available. So we also have what I mentioned, some of the other areas. You are aware, First Solar, one of the big US companies, is already investing in Tamil Nadu. I also mentioned to you hydrogen, and hydrogen mission is being established between the United States and India. All part of this visit. And I just want to alert you, never give a microphone to an ambassador. So Where is my dear friend? You will have to come and snatch it back.
We're enjoying what you're saying.
So, one or two things I want to just mention to you. I've often spoken about knowledge and education partnership. And I underline that because many of you actually studied in India, then came here, and I would say honed up your top skills. Therefore, you are all pioneers. And I will repeat that I would request all of you to connect with the institutions from where you come, where you have studied, the states, the townships. If you can help connecting your state institutions, even tier 2, tier 3 to tier 2, tier 3 cities in India, there will be a very significant contribution. Because we do need to improve our education. And under the new education policy, the Prime Minister is very clear. Not just Indian students. Yes, we have 200,000 Indian students here. 2/3 of them are in STEM areas. But we are looking at creating facilities in India. So there is a scope of campus-to-campus relations. There is a scope of intertwining of degrees. There is a scope of joint research work. Even digital education. So there is huge opportunity, and if you can create 5 or 10 of you back in India, you would have done a service.
Absolutely.
So, do please, my sincere request to you is, even virtually, or when you go to India, do go to your alma mater and share your story. Because in each of your stories is the way. And when young in India, and do keep in mind, 50% of India today, that is out of 1.4 billion people, is 26 years and below.
Absolutely.
This powerhouse, this is the skill development or skilling which First Lady Jill Biden participated with Prime Minister. So we had a lot of substantial issues. This too, the Prime Minister in his short visit covered. And if we can scale population, this will not only be in interest of United States and India, but world over. Do keep in mind that the powerhouses are all aging. Look at Germany. Look at some of these countries. So these young can be a force for global good in future. And your examples are very critical. So do make a little extra effort and connect with your own institutions, and they'll be so happy to hear this young has the energy and the talent. In fact, I often give a story, so many people I meet, but in New York about 6 months ago, I met a young boy from Punjab. Now he is about 28 years old, from Jalandhar, and he is a millionaire. He is in cyber security. So I asked him, like I'll ask any one of you, so where did you do your post-graduation? And he started smiling. So I looked at him. He said, sir, I'm an 8th class dropout.
Oh my God.
So the point I'm making to you is that this energy needs to be channeled. Because if you don't channelize this, then you will have social drop and drop out. So it is very